Hello and welcome to A&P. My name is Jenna Pruitt and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. I made this tutorial to help you navigate through the course shell. When you enter the course shell, you will automatically go to the announcements page. This is where copies of the emails that I send out are kept. You should be checking your WCC email every day just in case I send something out. However, if you miss it or you don't keep the email and you want to go back, they're all kept back here. The first email that I send out is typically the welcome letter. That's what you're seeing on your screen. This welcome letter gives you the first lab meeting, as well as a series of steps that you need to take before you come to lab. Probably the most important one is that you are going to need to purchase a lab manual. Now, in my experience, the lab manuals often sell out at the bookstore. So what I would do if I were you is get on the bookstore website right now and purchase your lab manual. You can do that online. They will hold it for you, and then all you have to do is go pick it up when you get to the bookstore. Otherwise, you might run into a situation where you don't have a lab manual on the first day. The other thing I wanted to point out is that you do not need to purchase a textbook. Online access is included in your course fees. You will receive a bill from Washtenaw Community College in a few weeks to pay for it, but it is included so you don't have to do that yourself. When you first get started, you're going to want to look at the navigation bar on the left-hand side. The syllabus and schedule are important. I'm actually going to give you a copy of the schedule when you come to your first lab, so you don't have to print that out, but you should certainly take a look at the syllabus. The syllabus contains all of the policies and the grading scale and the rules. The schedule is just the schedule. It tells you what you're supposed to do and when. You can see that it's laid out by week and by date. The yellow bars are the labs. You can see what number it is and what we're going to be talking about. Now, for most of the labs, you are required to complete the pre-lab for that lab before you come to lab. And when I say before you come to lab, I don't mean 5 minutes before lab in the hallway. I mean maybe the day before, take a look through the lab and fill out the information required. You can see that I have the dates that we're going to be meeting for each of those labs. The blue bars are other things that you have to do that are graded assignments. So for example, in week 2, you're going to be completing the SmartBook assignments and Lab Quiz 1, which is based on Lab 1. You can see here that the due date for those two assignments are September 6th. Now you're also going to be working your way through different modules. The course is set up so that there are 6 learning units. Each one has its own exam. Within the learning units, there are modules, and this schedule tells you which modules you should be completing each week. For example, modules 1 through 5 should be completed in week 1, whereas modules 6 through 8 should be completed in week 2. This will keep you up to date with what we're doing in lab, and so that you will be ready to take the unit exam. The exams are designated with this gray bar, and you can see the dates that the exam is open. You can take the exam at any time during those open dates. The gray bar also shows what is on each exam. I get a lot of questions about what is covered on each exam. Please do not send me an email and ask me this information because it is written right here on your schedule. Going back to the course shell, you're going to want to spend most of your time over here in course materials. To access the textbook, you will click on the McGraw-Hill textbook link and click on Go to My Connect section. This is how you will access your textbook. You can purchase a hard copy textbook through McGraw-Hill if you want to have that hard copy. If you haven't registered for McGraw-Hill before, you will be walked through a series of screens that will do that. The learning units is where you will go to find those modules I was talking about. So Unit 1 is the organization of the body. And when you first come into it, you will see that the study materials are available in a folder. The Smart Book assignments are also available. This is where you would go to complete those assignments. And you will see that there are dates of when they are due. There's also information on each of the modules. Clicking on them gives you a little bit of reading that you might have to do. The majority of the reading that you're going to be doing is in the actual textbook. This is just an appetizer for what's covered on the exam. In the study materials, there are study guides, and then also PowerPoint and review questions and videos. So those are ways to study this information. For lab, you would click on Labs for Bio 111 Mixed Mode, and you can see this is where all the lab quizzes are, and you can see the dates that they are due. Each lab quiz should be completed after the lab. So for example, lab quiz 1 should be completed after lab 1, but before lab 2. You will need the information that we cover in lab to answer the questions in the lab quiz. We also have some practice quizzes. And when you click on the practice quizzes for exam 1, you can see that there are different ways to do them. So for example, you could take practice quizzes by module, and you can also take the lecture practice quizzes that are on Connect. None of these are worth points, and they're not required. However, I'll give you a hint. These practice quizzes by modules contain the questions that you're going to see on the final exam. I also have included a Quizlet link, which will take you to my Quizlet site. I have created sets that will help you study the vocabulary terms that you will find on the exams. Your exams are listed under the exam link, and you can see that the exams are there. Here are your instructions. None of them are available at this time because it's the beginning of the semester. So hopefully that helps you navigate throughout the site and find all the things that you need to be successful. Don't forget that you do need to take the course orientation quiz to verify attendance in this class. That can be found here under the course orientation link. The course orientation is down below. I look forward to seeing you in class. Have a great day.